Asmadgurubhyo Namaha. Just a second, please. Okay. Asmadgurubhyo Namaha, Asmad Parmagurubhyo Namaha, Asmad Sarvagurubhyo Namaha, Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha, Shri Lakshmi Nrsimha Parabrahmane Namaha, Shri Lakshmi Hayavadana Parabrahmane Namaha, Sarvam Shri Krishna Paramastu. We'll start this class right away. As expected, sharing is not turned on. Okay, let me see. I guess you can see now.
Swami, can you please also check your internet connection?
Thank you. We'll do that. Good that you told me. I will do it right away. There could be something wrong. I don't know. Internet. Yes, there's something wrong. Something wrong. Hold on a second.
Swami, we also see a certain screen that you
What is
may or
that?
may not want. Female Diksha Guru or something like that. Something you're sharing. So
Oh yeah. I don't know why it's coming up here like that. Now you're seeing a different sharing now. Some Kena.
yeah. Yat Prāṇena.
I don't know why it is happening. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me there's some problem here. Not sure what it is. Back to meeting. Let me come back here, I think. I'm not able to come back to where I can present. Very strange. Oh, and here somehow. Okay, let me share now. Maybe I'll get it. Right, so one share. Oh, I didn't know how it was hiding. Now, can you hear me and can you see my lecture 76 slide?
Yeah, very good.
Very good. Okay. I don't know what has happened. So the thing is, we start with Madhvacharya. And see, I was thinking how to do Madhvacharya. Can I select only places where he changes and his views are different, right? When I started doing it, I suddenly find it, he has very unique views about many, many shlokas. It is subtle, but different. So I thought I would just go almost verse by verse and look at Madhvacharya. The good thing is, I've shared with you a book from K.T. Pandurangi. That is pretty good, very good book. The advantage of the book is he simplified, first of all, Madhvacharya himself is a very, he writes extremely tersely. He doesn't describe too much, just simple main things he will say. And K.T. Pandurangi has done an excellent job to simplify it for all of us to understand. So this Kena Upanishad starts with a fundamental question, right? How does the mind perceive? How does the prāṇas work? And how do we speak? And how do eyes and indriyas work? And who directs them? All these things are the questions when it comes at the very beginning. So the way, okay, can you guess who the teacher and the student is for this for this Upanishad? Anyone? Obviously, it is a talk between a teacher and student, right? Because there's a question. Somebody asks a question, somebody answers. Do you know who is the questioner and who answers? Anyone want to take a guess? Can you hear me?
Yeah. No guesses for me. Can't guess anything.
No guess. Okay. Well, you will find out in a minute. So this Talavakara Brahmana is a portion of the Vedas. And this Brahmana belongs to Samaveda. And this Kena Upanishad belongs to the 4th chapter of this Talavakara Brahmana. And Madhvacharya prefers to call it as Talavakara Upanishad. Okay. We can also call it as Kena Upanishad. He also knows that most people call it, term it as Kena Upanishad. Because the Upanishad begins with the word Kena. Okay? And that is the central theme, by whom, is the central theme of the entire Upanishad. So he says God is the one who directs, regulates all activities. God is infinite and cannot be fully comprehended. That is a fundamental idea of the Upanishad. Okay. So this is the answer to this question is said in an episode presented as a dialogue between Chaturmukha Brahma and Sadāśiva. So somewhere up there, Jayante, Vaijayante, some place, Vaijayanta is some sky, some divine place some out there, right? There, Chaturmukha Brahma is sitting on the top, and Sadāśiva is sitting as a student. And these two are the sages or rishis of this Upanishad. See, each Upanishad has mantras, right? These mantras have rishis who realized this Upanishad, number one. So each mantra has rishi, chandas, and devata. Chandas is the meter in which the mantra is there. So here the meter is Trishtup chandas, and other chandas are used too here for the poetic portions. And the devata is Vishnu. So the teacher is Chaturmukha Brahma, the four-faced creator Brahma. Shiva is Sadāśiva. They call it as, for some reason, only Sadāśiva. Why? I don't know why, just not Shiva, right? So the Sadāśiva is the student who is listening. So I never knew this, by the way.
Swami,
Huh?
Swami, the mantra does the definition that you just gave. Does that apply to all the portions of the Vedas or just the Samhita portion, Swami? That there is a Rishi for that mantra that he saw, or is it for the entire Vedas?
See, I would assume all the Vedas were realized by some Rishi. Okay. Vedas were always realized. Rishayaha mantra drashtaraha. It could apply to everything in the Vedas. That is my understanding. But I could be wrong. I will verify and let you know. If there are portions of the Vedas where there are no Rishi, Chandas, and Devata. I'm not sure of that.
Because when we say mantra, we usually refer to the Samhita portion only, right? The Brahmana and the Aranyaka are something else. Like they discuss about something else, and the Upanishad is the philosophical understanding, right? That's how we understand the parts of Vedas, right?
But here, even the Upanishad itself is taken as Rishi, Chandas, and Devata for this Upanishad, right? Because this is not so. A mantra could be general, number one, right? And let me think of it and let me know. I'm not perfectly sure. I'm not sure. So I'll let you know. We can find the answers eventually. I will ask some people and see what they feel about it. Okay. Yeah. Who directs the mind towards the object? Who directs the functioning of the mukhya prana or the main breath? Who enables people to utter speech? Who directs the eye, ear, and sense organs? So this is the question, the first question. The Upanishad is present. I've just rewritten something because I've copied things from different places. This is from MB. MB is not Mahabharata. It is Madhvacharya for the same Upanishad. Vajayante samasine samasinam ekante chutarananam Vishnu vividishu tattvam paryaprachat Sadāśiva. This is Madhvacharya. So don't think that this is in some Mahabharata or some other text. So Vajayanta is some kind of a land somewhere, right? There, in a lonely place, Chaturmukha Brahma was there. Shiva wanted to know about Vishnu, and that is a tattva. And he asked these questions. Ishitam Ishtam Pratamaha Sarvajivotamaha. See, Preshitam, the second sentence, right? Keneshitam Chakshushrutram. Okay, Kena Prāṇa Pratamah Praiti Yuktaha. The Pratama is taken as he is the first among Jivas. Pratamaha Sarvajivottamaha. So Prāṇa is the Sarvajivottama, that is the highest among Jīvātmas. Okay, and Prāṇa is the Mukhya Prāṇa, that is the main breath. Shrotrasya Shrotram. Manaso mano yadvachoha vacham sau pranasya pranaha chakshushaschkshuho atimuchyatiraha pretya asmal loka damrata bhavanti. That is the second verse. And he who gives the power of the hearing to the ear, the power of thinking to the mind, the power of speaking to the sense of speech, who directs mukhya prana and who gives the power of seeing to the eye, is that one only Vishnu. That is Vishnu only. The wise who know this, after leaving this gross body, being freed from the subtle body, attain immortality, liberation. That is Pretya Asmal Loka Damrata Bhavanti. That's what the meaning of this verses. And Madhvacharya summarizes in a slightly different way, or in his own words, Yah Pranasya Praneta, Cha Chakshuradescha Sarvashaha, Sarvottamascha Sarvatra Sa Vishnu Niti Dharyatam. Understand, it is Vishnu. And he just states in his own way. Shrotrasya Shrotram Shravana Shakti Pradaha. What does Shrotrasya Shrotram, ear of the ear, means? He gives the power of hearing to the ear. Manana Shakti Pradaha. That means he gives the thinking power to the mind. All these things are like that. Right? Pranayita means mover of the prana. The prana moves because of Vishnu. So eva prasiddho Vishnureva ityartaha. RK is, I think, Raghavendra Tirthas or some later authors' work. It is in Madhva's system only.
Raghavendra Tirtha Khandartha. Something.
Khandartha. Okay. Yeah. Dhiraha dhimantaha shrotradi prerakatvam janantaha. So dhira means the people with brilliance who know who is the real propeller of all these senses, the real person behind all these senses, who make these senses function. Asmat lokat laukika dehat dehas pretya nirgatya mrutva iti yavat. Here, Madhvacharya makes the meaning asmal lokat. The loka is not like bhuloka or earth or some universe here. He says laukika dehat, from this body which is subtle and gross. Leaving that pretya, leaving the body, he goes up to immortality. Atimucha lingabandham hitva. That means the bondage of the inner subtle body. Then leaving that. The atimucha means he takes it in a different way. Pranasya pranamuta chakshushaschakchuh pranadayo vakshisheshat. The word BS, I don't understand which book it is. Could be, yes, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It could be Shankara Bhashya SB instead of BS. I'm not sure. We need to check. Natatra chakshur gacchati navag gacchati no manaha. The eye, speech, and mind cannot reach or comprehend him. Navidmo navijanimo yatha yatadana. We do not know or understand how he regulates them. Mukhya prana, mind and senses are included. Senses cannot give knowledge of God or his glory. The presiding deities of the senses also cannot fully grasp him. God is infinite. His knowledge cannot be fully attained. That is the general meaning here. Tatra harehe vishwasanadi mahatmye tatra harehe navidmaha navijani maha means people, what do you call, even in ordinary way itself, they cannot know Brahman. How can they know the details? That's how he has understanding. Navijani maha, that's what he means. Navidmo, vijanimo, there are two words there, right? Navidma means to understand it in an ordinary sense. Navijanima means to understand it in details. Nothing, both are not possible. Chakshurādindriyam nagacchati. Abhimani nayan nyayena chakshurādhi abhimani upalakshitaha sarve devaha pinna jananti. So here only the indriyas or the senses are mentioned, like the eyes, ears and all, but they also mean the abhimani devatas, the devatas behind them, like Indra, Varuna, and all these abhimani devatas are there inside the body. They are the power behind the indriyas or the senses. Agamya sarvadeva ischa paripurnatva hetutaha. Because Brahman, Vishnu is paripurna, complete and infinite. Agamyaha, he is not accessible to the devatas. Anya devatad viditat. Atho aviditat adhi iti shushruma purvesham yenas tadvyacha chakshire. This is the verse of the Upanishad, number 4. God is distinct from the known. God is distinct from the unknown. God is supreme. This teaching is received from the ancient teachers. God is distinct from all known existence. See here, known is taken as existent, sat, existent. And unknown is taken as non-existent. So he is different from the existent and non-existent. This is a very unique, different way of thinking here. The other people think slightly differently, I think. Unknown refers to non-existent, such as Shashavishana, that is the horns of the hair, right? Akasha Kusuma. That means the flower which grows in the sky. There is no flower, right? So the thing is, there is no horns for a rabbit. So a rabbit does not have horns. So they are non-existent. So God is distinct from existing things which include everything which we know they exist, and non-existing things. And God is different from both of them. Some people also mention, he himself says, known and unknown can be stated as manifest and unmanifest. So vidita means apramita, avidita means apramita, non-existent. Pramita is known to exist, like that. This is interesting. I couldn't guess it at all. I didn't understand this properly. Yadvacha anabhyuditam enavagabhyudyate tadeva brahmatvam vidhi nedam yadidam upasate. The thing is, which the speech cannot. Okay, let me just go to the next. He who is not fully expressed by speech, directed by whom the speech is uttered, know him to be Brahman. The Jiva is not Brahman. Brahman is by your side as regulator. This is the interesting difference. The way he understands it. See, speech cannot grasp him, but speech is enabled by God. That is Vishnu. Tadeva brahmatvam vidhi nedam yadidam upasate. Not that which you meditate on or which you are meditating on. This is a understanding of Ramanuja.org or Ramanuja.org and Shankaracharya. But the word upasate basically means for Madhvacharya that God is right near you, right next to you. Upa asate, he is near you, right next to you. Right? That is the way he understands this Yadidam upasate. So how does he understand the rest of the sentence? Tadeva Brahma. That which is enabling your speech is Brahma. Tvam vidhi, know for sure. Naidam. Here that you can take this word naidam later. Tadeva brahmatvam vidhi yad idam upasate. That means that which is sitting right next to you, helping you in every way, and that is Brahman. And that is enabling your voice, speech, and everything like that. So, nedam means not this. Not this is not this Jīvātma. So, we should understand Tadeva brahmatvam vidhi yadidam upasate nedam. So, put the nedam at the end. That is not this means not Jīvātma, not Jīvātma, not Jīvātma, like that. In this whole next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 verses, this is what is said. So, God is the person who enables the mind. Mind cannot perceive God. And who is that which enables the mind? That is Brahma, not you, the Jīvātma. Similarly, it goes through all the senses here. So that is the essence of Kena Upanishad Prathama Kanda. That is first section. Any doubts here? Okay, then we will go further. Nedam means Nedam Jiva Swarupam Brahma. So Jiva is not Brahman. You know how this works, right? Madhvacharya always brings in the Jiva Paramatma Bheda is very fundamental to him. Don't ever come near Paramatma. That is wrong area for you, right? Jīvātma stay separate and completely different. That's his idea. Brahmate tava upasamipe aste niyamakataya vartate. Brahma is right next to you, very near you, as the controller. Right? He also doesn't stress the word antaryami. Brahma is sitting inside you. He doesn't. He accepts it, sort of, but he doesn't mention it here. Nedam Jiva Swarupam Tad Brahma Vishnu Akyam. The Brahma is Vishnu. Don't ever mistake. Brahma has to be somebody else. That is Vishnu. Avyayam, unchanging Vishnu. Kintu yatte samipasthamasate viniyamakam. Because he is sitting right next to you, controlling you. Tadeva Brahmatvam vidhi. That is Brahma. Vishnu Akyam Paramavyayam. That is unchangeable Vishnu. Niyamakam taddevanam matyanam kimutottamam. He is the controller of everyone, you and all the devatas and mortals and everybody else. For Prāṇa, if Prāṇena Prāṇiti, right? What does Prāṇiti means? He who is not moved by Mukhya Prāṇa, by whom Mukhya Prāṇa is moved. know him to be Brahman. The Jiva is not Brahman. Brahman is by your side as regulator. Okay. Now it goes to the second section of the Kena Upanishad. Iti manyase suvedeti dharameva nunam vedhatvam brahmano rupam yadasya tvam yadasya deveshu athanu mimamsham evate. This is the Chaturmukha Brahma's instruction to Shiva. So here Edimanya says Vedeti clearly makes it as teacher student here, right? If you, Sadāśiva, think that you know Brahman well, indeed you know very little, since he is infinite. Therefore, you have to inquire into the nature of Brahman present in you and God's. Yadasyatvam, what is inside you, yadasya deveshu, in you, in the devatas, that Brahman needs to be inquired by you. If you think you know Brahman well, no, you don't. You know very little of Brahman. This seems this thing is it's very funny when Narada there is a samhita in the Pancharatra known as Ahirbudnya Samhita. The Samhita is pretty important for the Shiva Vaishnavas because the Ahirbudnya Samhita gives the secrets of the surrender or prapatti or bharanyasa shastra. And that Ahirbudnya Samhita is a conversation between Narada and Ahirbudnya. Ahirbudnya is nobody else other than Shiva in one of his forms. So Ahirbudnya is a sattvic, jnana-oriented form of Shiva. Shiva has different forms and 11 Ekadash Rudras. I don't know whether that is same as Ekadash Rudras. Shiva has different forms. And in that Ahirbudnya Samhita, Narada addresses Shiva as Sarvajnaha. Shiva is addressed as Sarvajna. And even Vedanta Deshika, Sarvajnanana Shivan, he says in one of the works of his one of his works, he addresses Shiva as Sarvajna. Vedanta Deshika does. Here it's funny that you know very little of this Brahman. Okay? If you think you know, please don't be proud. This seems a little bit, putting him down kind of a verse here. Okay, anyway, I thought it was funny. Madhvacharya, I'm not saying from my viewpoint, it's Madhvacharya. Did you understand? So far, okay?
Yeah. Here, does he end up accepting the Antaryami?
Who? You mean Madhvacharya?
Madhvacharya. Yeah, how does he...
No, we will see. We will see. We will see because we have to see the exact verse. See, you wouldn't know this till you come to the Antaryami Brahmana of Brahmā Upanishad. I think he accepts Antaryami. That's my feeling. But he is not, in this particular Kena Upanishad, he is not mentioning it. But I'm almost sure he accepts Antaryami. Let me think about it. It is a good question. I need to validate before I confirm. Yeah.
One more thing I want to tell is, according to the Taratamya concept, even Mahalakshmi does not know Vishnu very well, right?
Correct. Absolutely. Hence, none of the devatas know him. That is true, including Mahalakshmi. Absolutely. That is true. So he is absolutely beyond everybody else. It's infinite. And that is very clear in Madhvacharya.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Are we sure that this Sadāśiva and Rudra, all these people are just one single person? Because devatas can be positions, right? Like Indra is a position, not really a person. So how do we know that these different texts who are referring to someone as Shiva is the same person?
Good question. Indra's position changes, and we know that, right? Does Shiva's position change? See, the thing is, probably. You know why? Because Shatrumukha's position changes. And it's a good question. let me clarify this. Let me think about it. Does what do you call Chaturmukha Brahma is the same Chaturmukha Brahma keeps on coming in every kalpa? That is not so. Let me think about it here. Chaturmukha Brahma, see, he is Paramatma can be taken as Antaryami, right, for sure, of Chaturmukha Brahma, Rudra and all. But
Chaturmukha Brahma is also post. That is the post accepted by several Chaturmukha Brahmas.
See, it's post only. The problem is you with respect to Shiva, the Shaivas would not agree this at all, right? Shaivas will think Shiva is Brahman, and there is no question about it. Him not knowing and all doesn't work. So this whole story, they will say, who told you that Shiva was asking this question? If at all he was asking, he was just making a joke. He was trying to, Shaivite will probably say that he was testing Chaturmukha Brahma, and then he was laughing when Chaturmukha Brahma answered, as if like a father trying to ask a little baby questions about alphabets or something like that. So they would not agree with the way it is presented here.
But Pancharatas, they say that the Lord Shiva is a Jiva.
That is according to Vishishtadvaita position, and definitely according to Madhva position also. Okay, because there is only one Brahman, Vishnu, period, in Madhvacharya's position. And even in the Sri Vaishnava position, Shiva is a Jiva, even in Vishishtadvaita. Okay, Chaturmukha
Right.
Brahma and Shiva, both are Jivas in the Vishishtadvaita the view. But I'm sure the Smarta view would be different. Maybe some Smarta, that is Shaiva Smartas are there, like, it's complex. Advaita view does not matter for them. What do you call Jiva? It is, for them, it is, Shankaracharya in the Bhagavad Gita says Krishna is Narayana, right? No question about that. Right? So what does that Narayana mean? And Ishvara. That's what it says, right? So let me think about it, because the Puranas have got very different way of depicting this. In Vishnu Purana, he says Shiva Brahma Sayeva Samjnam Yati Bhagavan Eka Eva Janardana. Janardana takes three forms as Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. And that verse is there in the Vishnu Purana. So how do you understand it? And obviously, Shiva Vaishnavas will understand that Janardana is Narayana, who came directly as Vishnu and as an avatar. And the other two, Chaturmukha Brahma and Shiva, he ensouled them. That is, he became the Antaryami of them and then brought them forth. They are Jivas, and he just took an avatar as an Antaryami of these two. And they will not say he himself is Shiva, he himself is Brahma. They won't say it. Right? So
Right, but does it really matter? Because let's say, like Shiva is a Jiva or not a Jiva, like it does not matter. How do we know for sure that this Sadāśiva is the same as Shambhu or Mahadeva or Shiva referred to in other texts like Shiva Purana, for example? Like, how do we tell? Because Shiva is just a name, right? Like it just means pure. So and Bhagavan is also called Shiva.
No. Sadāśiva, well, you have a question there too, because the word Sadāśiva itself is confusing, because Sadāśiva directly means Narayana according to the Smartas. Smartas believe Sadāśiva as Narayana itself. In fact, the word Sadāśiva exactly means Narayana for them. And in fact, Shankaracharya's term used as Narayana, they would equate it to Sadāśiva, that is Smartas. See, why don't I do one thing? Let me think about it. Whether if Shiva is a post, then it could be different Shivas, and maybe this particular event happened in a particular time in history, and at that time this Upanishad came out, right? It was hidden, it was always there, but these are the rishis who found it. See, Upanishad never were written. in time. They were always there, but they were realized by these rishis and rishis at that time. So let me think about it and see if Shiva is a particular position. Sadāśiva was one of the, Sadāśiva is a position, and somebody took that position at that time. That could be possible. Let me come back to you. We'll think about it, okay? Good question.
But according to the hierarchy, I think Shiva will be next to Brahma only. That is clear.
Yes,
right?
Shiva is lower than Brahma according to hierarchy of Madhvacharya. Sure, 100%. Okay. The fact that Brahman cannot be completely understood by anyone is further explained here. Chaturmukha Brahma is addressing Sadāśiva here. Daharameva alpameva tvam should be taken in the sense of tvayi and te in the sense of tvaya. So the tvam and the words tvam does not work out directly for the meaning, the way meaning is presented here. So he says he has to change the sense of tvam to tvayi and te in the sense of tvaya. Mimamsame vicharyameva nu idanim. You have to think about it. I knew that yadasya tvam, it is yadasya tvayi for them. That is inside you, Brahman is there. That's what it is. The Brahman inside you is what that meant. Yadimanyase suvedeti dabhrame vapi nyunam tvam vethatvam brahmano rupam yadasya tvam yadasya deveshu atha nu mimamshamevate manye viditam. You know why this verse I put here? This is Shankaracharya's view of this verse. Okay. There, te manye viditam, it is added to this verse here. But if you look at this is the verse given by Madhvacharya. Athatu mimam sameva te. He stops there. Manya viditam is not added here. So manya viditam is added to the next verse. So there is a verse change between these two acharyas. So the next one, say, look at the next verse. Manye viditam naha manye suvedeti nona vedeti vedacha yonas tadveda tadveda nona vedeti vedacha yasya matam tasya matam yasya naveda saham. So in the next verse, what he does is he adds up the last two words there from the previous verse to this verse. And now it's funny, or it works out in a different way because Chaturmukha Brahma does not know God fully. That's what is the idea here, right? So it is a conversation between Chaturmukha Brahma and Sadāśiva. He says, others think that I, Chaturmukha Brahma, know Brahman well. I really don't know. But I know that I do not know him completely. It is also not that I do not know him at all. I know him to some extent. This is sort of similar to the Vishishtadvaita view, okay? But it is put in the context of the conversation of Chaturmukha Brahma and Shiva. That's all.
Swami, question. Can we do that to the Vedic texts? I understand that this is allowed in the other text where you can do this, but is it allowed in the Vedic text as well?
You mean allowed means to put the two words from here to there?
Yeah, to change the ordering of the verses and all that stuff, because there's a specific pratishakya for each of the shakhas, right? In the Veda.
Yes, I don't think those shakhas are controversial, and they would argue, that is a promoter of whatever view, they will argue long time back it was not written down as sentences, right? It was spoken from a teacher to the student, and the student memorized it completely. That was the daily life, that is to memorize all these Vedas exactly.
Agreed.
Okay, then whether there was a pause between sentences. See, when we've been talking for an hour now. Did I say my sentence ended somewhere? I never told you. Did I?
This seems very scholarly. This thing.
It is tough. So it is argument at the end of it. See, I've been telling things again and again. It becomes stronger and stronger in my mind, right? It does not matter how many books you read, how many views of Suddha Advaita, that Advaita, this Advaita, it doesn't matter how many views you study. Unless you experience, you don't know the truth. You only know viewpoints of different acharyas. So that is why K.S.V. Swami clearly say, Matam anna ennada? What does matam mean? Anybody? Does anybody know what the word mata means?
Ideology.
Anybody else who wants to give a different meaning?
Something related to the intellect. Mati.
Any other meaning? Any other meaning?
Opinion?
I can't hear you.
Opinion?
What?
Opinion.
Opinion. Actually, the right meaning is opinion. Mata means opinion. Mati. Mati is mind. Itime matam. In Sanskrit also, we say itime matam. We say it many times. That is my view. It is ideology is slightly different than opinion, right? Opinion is exactly matam. So it is Shankaracharya's opinion, Ramanuja.org's opinion, Madhvacharya's opinion. So they're all opinions. Where is the truth? Truth is hidden. Dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhayam. It is somewhere inside. The truth has to be realized. And truth is different for different aspirants. Right? Because they are at different levels. They will see only what they in front of them is truth. Right? So
But isn't that a problematic statement though? Because
what does
we're
it mean?
saying, because the claim that truth is something hidden inside, and the realized acharyas, they might not have, said the truth in the correct way. Like that is an assumption, right?
No, that's not the assumption. See, the thing is, think about also the infinity of knowledge. See, if you have this huge knowledge, which is so huge. So Madhvacharya was looking from one side of it. Ramanujacharya was looking from other side of it. Shankaracharya was looking from some other side of it. Becomes opinions differ, right? Because truth is so hard to contain. That is the whole problem. If reading the whole of the Upanishads and everything, do you think you know the truth completely? See, you remember.
But the acharyas, they
What?
claim the acharyas are presenting the whole truth, right? Like they never say, I am presenting only a partial truth. So that is an assumption that the acharyas are presenting only one view.
Time, place, and circumstance.
What they are saying is Ramanujacharya or anybody did not claim that I will tell you the complete truth. Did they say it?
But they did not say, I'm only telling a partial truth from one side.
No, they said that I will tell you what the truth is the way I know.
KSV mentions this is completely time, place, and circumstance.
True.
Right.
Yes,
right. But that is also like an assumption.
1 second. Remember. See, there were some students in front of Ramanujacharya. Do you agree? Do you agree?
Right.
So Ramanuja spoke to somebody. He did not speak in vacuum, right? He never wrote the book for nobody in front of him. He had certain audience in mind. Do you agree?
Yep.
Similarly, Madhvacharya had some audience in mind. Do you agree?
Right.
And so did Shankaracharya, Rama, all the three of them. If that is, do you really believe that the same kind of audience existed in these three times, separated by several hundred years? And time had changed, the kings had changed, the situation had changed. During the time of Shankaracharya, the Mughal invasion was just starting in the North India, right? And during the time of Ramanujacharya, the Mughal invasion was well ahead, in action. And during the time of Madhvacharya, it was slightly different. So 200 years later. So the times were different, type of people were different. In 200 years, see, in the last 100 years, the number of Sanskrit scholars have dwindled from 10,000 to 3 or something like that. In last 100 years. Don't you think things will change during 200 years or 300 years between Ramanujacharya and Madhvacharya, similarly from Shankaracharya to Madhvacharya, think about it.
Right.
All
But
these
see,
have to be
the
opinions.
thing is, this view is a logical fallacy called appeal to novelty, that claims that, you know, different times have different views, and so we understand these views better because we're like later than them, because we understand that these were according to time, place, and circumstances. This is a logical fallacy.
No, not like that. See, the thing is, it also depends on personality, right? See, KSV is to say one thing. You can never say two people are equal. So each person may have understood truth in a different way based on their own capabilities, right? Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye. That verse case we mentioned, saying that there is always a hierarchy in understanding. And which hierarchy is up to you. You figure it out. See, one more thing.
But there is a hierarchy, right? Like
What?
there is a truth then. That does not mean that nobody knows, because if nobody knows anything, then nobody, you know, nobody can claim to know anything at all. If we say that nobody knows everything, then nobody knows anything.
It's not true. Nobody knows anything is not true.
No, nobody knows everything. That is true. Statement.
Everybody agrees. Has anybody disagreed with this?
Yes, because that actually hurts the omniscient argument. Because if nobody knows everything, then you cannot ever discover God. That is a logical.
You cannot discover God completely through textbooks. See, first of all, please understand here. How is Ramanujacharya, Shankaracharya, Madhvacharya communicating to you? Through textbooks, right?
Right.
Is he communicating to you like Dakshinamurti, who communicated directly through silence with the Sanaka Sanandana rishis? Is he communicating to you like that?
No.
No. So textbook is the only medium. That means what transmits through textbooks are minimal. What is written in textbooks are minimal. Okay, one more challenging thing I'll tell you. If you write down a document, does it mean that the document has everything you know? Some of the aspects you may know, but you may not write down. So what you write may be lesser than what you know. This is common, right?
Right.
This is very well known. So
yes,
Shankaracharya,
but it gets you closer.
Madhvacharya may not have written everything they knew.
Right. But it gets you closer to their mind.
Fine. That means the language medium has deficiency, incomplete nature. Not only that, what I'm trying to come to you and let you know is realization is the most important thing.
Right.
Atmavare drashtavyo, shrotavyo, mantavyo, nidhidyasitavya. Atma has to be drashtavya is the first vidhi. What does drashtavya mean? Atman has to be realized. Atma, there is Paramatma. Brahman has to be realized. And the natural way to realize is first shrotavya. Listen to information. All the Shastras, 14 Shastras, not one or two. Shrotavyo, mantavyo, you contemplate. Nidhidyasitavyaha, meditate on. Final realization comes when God gives you that realization. This is very clear. Don't ever think that what I read, the entire 18,000 or some verses of Srimad Bhagavatam, and Bhagavatam is the essence of all knowledge, and so I know everything. This doesn't work. The whole idea of the Upanishad is driving that thing deep into your mind. And Madhvacharya is not wrong when he says God is infinite and nobody can know him. That's true. If at all he can know, to some extent, God can be kind to you and give, due to his grace, you may know more. That's all.
One more related question I have here. we also have heard of this word called as Darshana. Is Mati and Darshana one and the same?
No, no, very good question. Darshana means direct vision. So those people had a direct vision of truth. Mati is an opinion, but we are actually mixing the two. Advaita Darshana, nobody says it's Advaita Darshana. I'm saying, see, how is Darshana used? Vedanta Darshana, I don't know how the Darshana is used. I have to check it. Darshana is different from Mata.
I have Vishishtadvaita Darshana. It is like that. Vishishtadvaita Darshana. We have heard.
You see, the thing is, those are okay to say in some extent, because if you include the Alvar's views, which are pure realizations, right? In that sense, it is darshanas. They are realization of the rishis, realization of the acharyas and things like that. Even Ramanuja.org says, dhyana yogena drishtva. He saw everything in dhyana. In Vaikuntha Gadya, he says. So, all these acharyas have had darshana, had their realizations, and that can be summarized too, but still their opinions.
The Shat Darshana.
The rishis are mantra drashtaraha, right? The rishis saw the mantras. Naiko Rishi Yasya Madam Pramanam. That is, Mahabharata says, there is not a single Rishi whose view is perfectly valid, because they are concepts and they are to be put together, stitched together. Some rishis said that there is bheda between Jiva and Paramatma. Some rishis said that there is oneness between Paramatma and Jīvātma. What does it mean? So they have to come together. Naiko Rishihi Yasya Matam Pramanam. There is no single Rishi. We say that he is the ultimate authority, and no others. He is he wins over everybody else's argument. That's not agreed.
So we have to take it in the spirit of this shloka itself. We know very little.
Correct.
Knowing means knowing is also equated to darshana then.
In a way, it is not complete. Darshana, it is not equated. If it is knowing a text, knowing concepts, right? But darshana is realizing it, feeling it.
So, Swami, Darshana, as you say, is the vision, as you mentioned, right?
Yes.
The exact word. But then there is also a different connotation the word Darshana is used, like the Shat Darshana, when we say, it literally just means world view. Like Vedanta is like a world view, right?
It is a world view, yes. Yeah. So
And
you're
then
right.
all the
Shat
acharyas
Darshanas are commonly said as the Shat Darshanas. See, the thing is, one thing I tell you, I will clarify the difference between Darshana and Mata. Mata may be individual. Darshana may be a set of acharyas. Like a bunch of acharyas put together, they may have a darshana. So Vishishtadvaita Darshana may be a complex synopsis, summary of views of Ramanuja.org, Alabandar, Nathamuni, Vedanteshika, and many such writers could be made as a darshana.
Swami, they are all
Sankhya is also the same.
right?
Sankhya Darshana, Ishvara Krishna, and several other Kapila, and several people talked about Sankhya. Maybe Darshana is a complex view of several people. Maybe.
Swami,
I will have to check that.
Swami, when acharyas, with the views of acharyas are called as Siddhanta, right? Like they are the Siddhanta, they are the viewpoints of the Darshana of Vedanta. Like all these three acharyas, Madhvacharya, Shankaracharya, and Ramanujacharya, are giving their Siddhanta on the Darshana of Vedanta, correct?
True. Their Siddhanta means their
conclusion, final conclusion.
Confirmed view of these people. That is Vishishtadvaita Siddhanta, means confirmed view of Vishishtadvaita thinkers.
So Darshana is not applicable to the Sampradaya itself, it is to the Vedanta. Vedanta is the Darshana, and these guys are giving their final conclusion about how they interpret that Darshana. Correct?
Could be.
That's the Siddhanta.
Could be. Yeah, could be. And I'll make sure I understand the difference between Darshana and Mata. I'll check with some people and let you know. Okay.
Swami, another question. What was the social conditions of Madhvacharya's time, and who were the Purva Paksha that he was mainly dealing with, Madhvacharya?
See, the thing is, I don't think, even though some people argue that he knew Ramanuja Sampradaya very well, all right? There is no reference to Ramanuja Sampradaya in Madhva's works, but only a reference to Shankara Sampradaya. His own guru was Advaitin. And he disagreed with his guru immediately, right when he was a young child, a young student. So probably I should think that he knew mostly Advaita Sampradaya very clearly. But he definitely differentiates himself from the Sri Vaishnava Vishishtadvaita Sampradaya. So probably he might have known Vishishtadvaita Sampradaya indirectly, or he did not want to directly deal with it. I'm not sure how the interaction happened between these two systems.
So he is only dealing with Advaitins.
Yeah, mainly Advaitins only, mainly. And all other schools like Sankhya, Pashupata, all other traditional schools, right? Nyaya Vaisheshika, Buddhist, all these things he was definitely aware of. Madhvacharya writes about all of them actually. So Vishishtadvaita he doesn't mention distinctly, but I think he might have had a lot of agreement with Vishishtadvaitins also, just like Vedanta Deshika. He didn't want to condemn Dvaitins too much. So the thing is, there are different ways to look at it. All right. So let's go just a couple of minutes and then we'll stop because we are coming to the close. So Chaturmukha Brahma clarifies here that even he does not know Brahman completely. Brahman being infinite, nobody can know him completely. Therefore, if anybody thinks that Chaturmukha Brahma knows Vishnu, Brahman properly, he is wrong. Correct knowledge of Brahman consists in realizing that nobody can know him completely, not even Chaturmukha Brahma. This only leads to the realization of God's infinite nature. So it proves that God is infinite. The prose order should be taken in this way. It's very funny because the way I used to understand Sanskrit was in a different prose order. He clarifies here. I like this book because the printed book is different from the book I shared. The PDF is different from the printed book. It's very funny. I like the PDF version better than the printed book. He says, Aham Brahmano Rupam Savedeti Yedi Manyase Nunam Tvam Daharamevapim Vetha Tvam Tvayi. Say, look, Tvam he is taken as Tvayi. Asya Yate Rupam Deveshu Asya Yate Rupam. Rupam is understood. It is not there in the original verse. Atha nu te tvaya mimamshameva. Hence you have to think about this. That is the way you have to understand the prose. So he takes the prose slightly differently. So the prose order again he explains it clearly. Aham Brahmano Rupam Savedeti Yedi Manyase Nunam Tvam Dharamevapi Vetha. So this is about the explanation he has given. It's no problem. You can read this. It doesn't change much. Now we can go to this. I think this is next section. If I remember, Avijñātam Vijñānatam. No. This is not the next section. This is the third mantra. So we have couple of more mantra in the second section. We will take it next time because these are important. His view of Pratibodha is also different. And he brings some new ideas in Pratibodha. We'll talk about it next time because we're already getting late, 8:43. We still have time, but we don't have time to cover this concept.
Can I ask a question?
Okay, go ahead. Sure. You have about 10 minutes, so no problem.
The thing is, in Madhvacharya, it is hierarchy. Okay, Vishnu is right on top. Lakshmi comes after him. Does that mean that even Lakshmi doesn't know Brahman fully?
True. Lakshmi doesn't know Brahman fully.
Okay, that was a doubt for me.
Yeah.
It seems like most of what Madhvacharya is trying to say is only disagreements of the Advaita view. He's just correcting.
He brings in a lot of his own views through the different things he quotes, right? For example, hierarchy of devatas and uniqueness. It is in a way different from Advaita only. Everybody is unique and different, and each person has different capability, and levels of ananda is also different. So these are some unique views, not exactly opposite to Advaita, but he brings that and connects it with his own works or his own finding of the Pancharatra and other agamas and also Shrutis which are unknown to the other people, right? Matrayana Shruti and all those things, they're not well known to the other people, and the other acharyas have not quoted from those Shrutis.
I was trying to get at is that I don't want to make a controversial statement here, but did the how Advaita existed during Madhvacharya's time, was that the reason for his views to say Advaita is wrong, or does he take up?
See, every system matures, right? After Shankaracharya, immediately Padmapada wrote what do you call Bhamati. Bhamati was written.
Vivarana. His is Vivarana. Vachaspati is Bhamati.
Vachaspati is Bhamati. So the thing is, timing, you got to look at the chronological order. And Vachaspati Mishra was from some other city. And supposedly Shankaracharya lived in South India, right? And then his immediate students obviously were next door. They didn't have Zoom facility there at that time. So there was no remote learning possible during that time. So 4 students would have been directly in front of Shankaracharya. So even there's and Vidyaranya came 13th century during the time of Vedanta Deshika, and maybe during that time Madhvacharya was there. I have to check. Vidyaranya was senior to Vedanta Deshika. I'm not sure that also. Yes, Vedanta Deshika passed away, and later on Vidyaranya wrote a lot of things what he wanted to write, because initially he started agreeing and not write against Vedanta Deshika. Vidyaranya wrote his own view later on, Panchadashi and all, I think later. I'm not, that's a vague understanding I have. So every Advaita, for example, now we find more texts of Advaita today, right? Ananta Krishna Shastri's works and that work, this work, and even Belamkonda Ramaraya Kavi works. So every system is changing as we go. And slight details are provided, right? Different ways of interpretation. Uttamur Swami writes something, I'm sure he follows Vedanta 100%, but the thing is, unknown things, what we really didn't know about Vedanta, I would have picked it up from somewhere and tried to tell us. And another thing is, don't forget, I saw a book called V.K.N.S. Raghavan, who says bibliography of Vishishtadvaita works. It's unbelievable to know that, it's unimaginable to know that we have lost about 1,000 books written by our prior acharyas in the last 1,000 years. 1,000 books we have lost. What was written there? They would have probably captured some messages given by Vedanta Ramanuja.org, which we don't know today. So a lot of things were lost. This could have happened in Dvaita. This could have happened in Advaita. All the systems are, records of history, whatever they could find. Some of them were lost. Our major loss is Kritakoti Nama, and this one, right? Badarayana Vivritti, or what is that? Vritti. The Vritti Grantha is gone. What happened to the knowledge?
Are you talking about Bodhayana Vritti?
Yeah, Bodhayana Vritti, correct. Bodhayana Vritti. Bodhayana Vritti is lost. And if Bodhayana Vritti were there, what K.C. Swami said is probably we would not have 3 different systems. Advaita, Advaita, Vishtadvaita wouldn't be different at all. So Bodhayana is a Rishi. And he would be accepted by all the three acharyas. But they have different views right now. Who was Vrittikara? Ramanuja, Shankaracharya refers to some Vrittikara, Ramanuja.org refers to some Vrittikara. Are they the same or different? We don't know. The history has devoured, eaten up things. And we can't figure out which one is the right one.
Such a disadvantage. Yes.
We are suffering. We just don't realize how much we are suffering. We are losing information like you look at my grandfather's generation and today's generation. Oh, I'm almost sure my grandfather's generation people would be wondering in their graves, why are incapable people are even talking about Vedanta today? They would have had a very bad opinion about the knowledge of people today, including me, including of mine. Anyway, let us stop here, give some time. Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha, Parama Gurubhyo Namaha, Sarva Gurubhyo Namaha, Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha, Shri Lakshmi Nrsimha Parabrahmane Namaha, Shri Lakshmi Harvadana Parabrahmane Namaha, Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanamastu.
Swami, can you please message in the group about that mantra and samhita, whether that only applies to that?
True. Yeah. Once I find out, I'll try to find out. Just remind me. Put a message there. I will remember, and I'll talk to some people. Okay.
Thank you.